With your permission and blessing, we'd like to tell you a little story. This doesn't fall down. You don't want my microphone to fall down now, do you? Way back in the dented mists of time, all over the world, there was rhythm and blues bands. In England, down by the Surrey Delta, at the Crawdaddy Club, these young whippersnappers, the Rolling Stones. Up in Newcastle at the Club of Go-Go, the Animals. And in Belfast, at the Maritime Club, another rhythm and blues band. They didn't really have a name. They weren't called the somethings, they were just called them. Them. And around about this time, all these rhythm and blues groups, they were doing songs by people like Muddy Waters and Sonny Boy Williamson and Jimmy Reed and Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and Little Walter and Sonny Boy Williamson. And this guy with them, the singer, he wasn't necessarily the most handsome man in the world, but he could sing like Ray Charles. He could sing like Solomon Burke. Put simply, he was fucking incredible. The singer with them, Van Morrison. They got in the charts, they got on television, they got their clothes off, ripped off by eager women, they had their cars written with lipstick. Van Morrison and them, they were rock stars now. And they wrote this song. Later on it was covered by Jimmy, Noel, and Mitch, the Jimi Hendrix Experience. And then later on it was done by the Patti Smith Group with Lenny Kaye. And here now, in honor of Jimmy Quill, we're going to do our version. So it's like this. G L O R I A. G L O R I A. Gloria. G L O R I A. Gloria. G L O R I A. G L O Now them guys, they were pop stars. And their second album, it was called The Angry Young Them. And they were angry. They were kind of really like a rhythm and blues punk group. They were so angry they hated each other. So they broke up. Suddenly it's all over. Van Morrison is fucked. He gets on a plane and he goes to New York. There he meets a wheeler dealer, Bert Burns. Bert Burns was a kind of groovy guy in the music business scene. He wrote Here Comes the Night. He had a record label, Bang Records. Van Morrison signed to Bang Records. And lo and behold, suddenly, Van Morrison has a hit record. Van Morrison, Brown Eyed Girl. And of course, in the back streets of the music business, they said the name of the song was Black Skin Girl. But they changed the title so the honkies could buy the record. And the honkies, they bought the record. Van Morrison, solo star, Brown Eyed Girl. But still, he's still written this great song. This amazing song, this timeless song. It went like this. G L O R. So Van Morrison has a hit with Brown Eyed Girl. He's an American rock and roll star. But then Bert Burns turns out to be exceedingly dodgy. He doesn't pay Van. Van again is fucked. Van Morrison is broke. Will it be third time lucky for the hero of our song? Van Morrison signs to Warner Brothers Records. They put him with some jazz musicians. These weren't rock and roll musicians. These weren't rhythm and blues musicians. These were jazz musicians. And meanwhile, Van Morrison has been in Woodstock. He met this amazing girl, Janet Clannett. So they go into the studio, Van Morrison and these jazz cats. And the angels come down to earth, and the angels French kiss Van Morrison. And magic happens, and poetry happens, and sex happens, and sensuality happens. And Van Morrison makes one of the best albums in the world ever. Van Morrison, Astral Weeks, yeah. So Van Morrison has made this incredible album, Astral Weeks. Fucking mind blown. First time I heard it, I was on acid. I listen to it once a week. I'm always in the same state. But meanwhile, never mind Astral Weeks, Van Morrison had written this incredible song, and if you're not too self-conscious, just forget that we're anywhere, because we're lucky to be anywhere. And basically, if you think about it, probably we're here. G L O R I A. G L O R I A. G L O R I A. Thank you very much.
BP motherfucking Fallon.